Scholars, I will be going over the think about it's. Mr. Balling conducts a probability experiment where he randomly picks a marble out of a bag without looking, records the color, and then puts the marble back. The table below shows the results after 10 trials. So we have 3 marble types here and the frequency. If Mr. Balling conducted the experiment 200 more times, how many times can he expect to pull out a striped marble? So I'm going to take some annotations here. First thing I'm noticing is that Mr. Balling conducted 10 trials. So that's going to be part of the observed relative frequency because this is what Mr. Balling actually did, okay? The next thing I'm noticing is that Mr. Balling wants to make a prediction for selecting a striped marble. Okay, so how many times did he select the striped marble in his experiment? 4 times. So I want to annotate that as well. So striped marbles equals 4. And then the last important number here is what do they want us to make a prediction for? How many trials do they want us to make a prediction for? And that number is right here. If Mr. Balling conducted the experiment 200 more times, how many times can he expect to pull out a striped marble? Okay, so making a prediction for 200 trials. So now I have the information I need to set up my equation, set up my proportion, and make my prediction. So going over to the whiteboard, we are looking for the probability of selecting a striped marble, and that's going to be equal to creating a proportion box right here. And one extra thing I'm going to label this time around that I haven't labeled in previous videos is going to be the observed relative frequency. So let's go ahead and put ORF right here, because the ratio or the fraction that you're going to put here is going to be the observed relative frequency, which is the numbers from the actual experiment. These titles are going to be the same. We got the trials right here, and then what you're trying to find the probability for is going to go right here, okay? So we found out on that handout that Mr. Balling conducted 10 trials, okay? And out of those 10 trials, he selected a striped marble 4 times. This ratio over here is going to be for our prediction. So if you want to label it P to remember that, all these numbers right here, these 2 numbers has to do with the prediction, okay? And in the question, it states if Mr. Balling conducted the experiment 200 more times. So now we just got to make sure, where does that 200 go? Does that 200 go in the numerator or in the denominator? Take some time to think about that. I'm going to press pause, and you can do so as well if you need more time. All right, scholars, so we are going to put the 200 in the denominator because it states this is 200 more times. It's not saying he's going to select the striped marble 200 times. He's just going to conduct 200 trials in total. So this is where we're going to put the 200, and we're going to put X in the numerator. And just make sure you know how to read this table. When he conducted 10 trials, he selected a striped marble 4 times. We are making a prediction for 200 trials. We don't know that number yet, which is why there's an X here. So I'm going to press pause again. Let's cross multiply, divide, and let's check back in. All righty, scholars. So the number that we should have got is 80. So now going back to the handouts, I will write this answer as a complete sentence. Mr. Balling can expect to pull a striped marble about 80 times out of 200 trials. Awesome.